See, but
How's it going?
my view on it. I mean, I'm not a religious person. Let's be honest here, and I respect most religions, but there, honestly, I believe that there comes a point where you gotta really know when to stop. I mean, because you gotta understand, like, everyone has their own religion, right?
Right.
I mean, whether or not you believe it to be true or not, I mean that's the way that you think. I mean, we can't really help it.
Really true.
My view is, I would be I appreciate what you're doing out here. You are voicing your opinion. You're doing what America has let you do.
Right.
And let's hope that it keeps happening.
Yeah, no
because
doubt.
Donald Trump would be like, ugh. Yeah, but
I wouldn't be too afraid of him. He's already. I don't know if you've seen the meme. It's like he's got a football in his hand. Donald Trump fakes right and then goes left. I mean, it's just more of the same.
Yeah,
He's just more of the same. He's part of the establishment.
I would say try and be sensitive to other people's viewpoints, because a lot of like the guy who just stormed off. I understand where you're coming from and all, but everyone else has their own opinion, and it could very well end up to like conflicts. Because back like hundreds of years ago, and like heck, even just a few years ago, even like what's going on today, we all have opposing opinions,
right.
And because we can't control ourselves, or we can't be able to draw a line where or not, like, oh, maybe I should think of who this person believes in, how this person thinks.
Right.
You got to be sensitive to other people's viewpoints.
Right.
I mean, I get it. I'm not saying that you can't talk about your religion in such a way. I'm not gonna. It's your religion. You have your right to spread. You have your right to talk. It's not my place to judge. I'm just saying, try and be sensitive of other people's. Okay?
Now, are you saying that just like the whole thing, or specifically because of that conversation I just had?
I feel like that was more of an example of what has happened or what could happen.
Now, I don't know if you saw what I saw, but like he was feigning outrage. So like I figured out about halfway through the exchange that he was actually being sarcastic. So I just wanted to call that out,
I mean, you are coming out in front of Norman High, probably the host of like so many. I mean, we're hormonal teenagers,
right.
Man. So
yeah,
you gotta learn to put up with that.
I was a teenager once, believe it or not.
Yeah. I'm just saying, try to be sensitive, because we're all forming our own opinions, and we're more fight than flight.
Right.
So try and keep that in mind. I'm not saying
stop what you're doing. That was the case. I honestly, like, the majority of people walk by without even taking a piece of dissenting literature to read it and consider it, And while I don't want anybody to punch me, obviously,
no,
and I'm not going to punch anybody, but at the same time, like, I welcome the clash of worldviews so that we can hash out the truth. Like, I believe that truth can be communicated through words, meaning through words, and we can actually come to acknowledge the truth through conversation, debate, and dialogue and stuff, which is what we're trying to engender. I think the other thing we got to remember is that, like, to say, if I were to agree with you and say, yeah, you're right, I do need to be more sensitive than I'm currently being, and I'm not talking about like being a jerk. I'm not trying to be a jerk, whatever, but that would assume a viewpoint that I don't hold. That the child pictured on the other side of the sign is not also a victim in play here, and like we need to be sensitive to his plight. There is a drunk bee. Okay, he's just, I don't know what his problem is, but he keeps threatening people. Anyway, like,
turn bright colors.
This is actually an individual human being who's created in God's image, just as valuable as you, just as valuable as me. It's just as wrong to kill him as it would be wrong for me to shoot you right now.
I mean, at that point, it would really come down to the person's viewpoint on their view of society.
I think we can know whether that's true. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm sitting here saying it's sin to kill that child.
Other people might consider it as perfectly normal,
right?
But
exactly.
at that point, but that's the thing. It comes down to the person.
Yeah. Now, what if we were to transfer that question from abortion to something less controversial, like rape? Okay. Because there are people who rape and they think it's fine.
Again, it would come down to the person. I'm not saying rape is good. In fact, I hate rape.
Are you saying it's bad?
In my opinion, yes. I wholeheartedly believe that rape is bad, and I believe whoever does it should be punished. But
if somebody thinks it's good, are they wrong?
I would say, in my eyes, yes. But but that's what I'm saying. That other people would say no, it's not. So that's what I'm saying.
Well, what I'm asking is, like, I'm trying to go one step beyond your question, because I hear you. I know that people dissent But I'm trying to figure out if there's a way whether we can know whether that opinions that people hold are true or false on moral value judgments. You know, and I think it's possible to say with just as much certainty that it's wrong to murder this child as it is to rape a woman. I don't know if I hear the same message from you. Like, would you say that, like, is it always wrong, no matter what the person believes, to rape a woman, or isn't it?
It is always wrong to rape a woman.
No matter what the other person believes.
No matter what the other person believes. But my opinion is not going to stop someone else from doing it unless I were to take action.
Right. That's not what we're talking about. I'm just talking about the kind of the abstract. How do we know? You know. My next question would be, if it is always true, then morality is not founded and based upon individual opinion. It's based on something beyond it, and I would wonder what that is.
I really couldn't answer that question. I mean, honestly, I would say, you know, I don't really expose myself to a lot of this because of like a whole bunch of heated debate and stuff, and you know, especially what happened last week, and you know, all of this. I just kind of try to avoid
the election,
it.
You mean?
Yeah.
Oh, okay, yeah.
I just kind of try to avoid it, you know. I mean, I only think about when I have to think about it, you know. I
would encourage you to think about it more often than that. I mean, the Bible condemns cowardice, and it says that we're all like responsible to understand the truth and to once we find the truth, to adhere to it and to act in accordance with it. So like, I think that we can know not only that rape is always wrong, but why. And the reason why is because God has made every single person, every single man and woman and child in his image, and he's commanded us to love our neighbors as ourselves. For that reason, it's wrong to do something that is out of line with that law.
Yeah. No, I get it.
Yeah. And so you've got to judge. Like, I know that you're sitting here thinking, well, I don't believe that. Nadia, get off the grass, please. It's my daughter.
Yeah. No, I get it.
So, like, I've got my worldview in which Jesus Christ is Lord allows me to consistently make value judgments about the like objective moral things.
Yeah.
And say that rape is always wrong, and then here's why. The worldview that you have chosen so far in your life does not allow you to say things like rape is wrong and I know why. It just allows you to express personal opinion, but somebody else could come along and say, well, I think rape is morally obligatory. There's no resolution. There's only resolution
it does
if
lead to
you've
conflict.
got
I know.
well, conflict, but there's actually not an answer. More than conflict, there's actually no way to know who is right. But if Jesus is Lord, then there is a way to know what is right because he's revealed.
So are you saying that all people should be united under one idea? And are you saying that idea should be Christianity, like our Christian beliefs?
Yes, that's right. Everybody should follow Jesus as Lord, yeah.
But you do realize that this poses a whole new set of problems for so many people, including me. Mm-hmm. I'm perfectly smart enough to figure out my own identity and like my own way without a guidance of a being that. Let's be honest here. We might not. We don't have true existing proof that it's there. I mean, there could very well be a huge, a supposedly huge being in the sky that controls us all. I mean,
not the sky,
but that's really a conversation for another day, you know.
I suppose. I think there is abundant proof, and if you were interested, I would tell you something as simple as going to YouTube and typing in Christian atheist debate. Almost every single debate, and I've watched hundreds, the atheist loses, usually badly. You can find the truth about these things if you'll check it out, which I'd encourage you to do.
All right. Well.